By the way, I have confidence in one thing. Captain America is fucking toast.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
That didn't held up well. Yeah, I'm already off to a great start here.
Yeah, seriously.
Yeah, Endgame review.
Yeah.
Obviously a much different setup. It's finals week, you know. It's just the end of the semester, you know. I haven't cut my hair in ages.
I don't know the last time I cut my hair.
It's on the. I'm dying.
We're all in one big ship, and that ship is the Titanic.
Or it's Thanos' ship, because it goes down to this North Side. Because I mean, to be fair,
Yeah.
that dude had his boys on him, you know.
Oh yeah.
He had an army. We just have depression.
We had a Hulk and depression.
In case you don't remember, this is my boy Keshin.
What's up, everyone? My name is Keshin Martin. You can follow me on Instagram at Keshin Martin Music. It's all one word. Yeah.
So here we are, a year after. Like, I don't think I've ever been more hyped for a Marvel movie in my life. Have you?
This movie definitely was the movie to be hyped for. Personally for me, it's this surpassed the hype for any other Marvel movie out there. And for me, I'm a huge fan of Marvel, especially Spider-Man and everything. Gotta represent right now.
Yeah, I mean, I'd get my jacket, but it's in the wash now. I have a Flash shirt, but for obvious reasons, I'm not gonna wear that.
Yeah.
So for Endgame, I don't think I've ever seen so much attention dedicated to a movie.
Yeah.
And I've seen. I mean, of course, I've paid attention to all the attention for Force Awakens and The Last Jedi. I haven't even seen that for those movies, or even Infinity War.
Yeah, I've discovered is that this movie in particular was a real labor of love that everyone in the cast and crew put in. They gave it their all, and it paid off.
Oh my god, dude! I was gonna try and make a spoiler free review of this.
It's so hard to do that.
It's literally impossible to talk about this movie without spoiling a lot.
Mark Ruffalo, I feel your pain now.
Yeah. Tom Holland, I don't know how he didn't spoil anything.
I don't think they even interviewed him for this.
I mean, they want to keep it safe.
Yeah.
They want to be safe, you know? We're literally going to talk about everything. So...
Let's start at the beginning.
Very beginning.
Yeah. With Clint Barton's family just...
I was ready for a much more emotionally dramatic scene.
Mm-hmm.
I was expecting basically another version of the snap from Infinity War.
Yeah.
Where everyone was oh my god, freaking out. Oh.
It felt more like the end credit scene for Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was more of a shock factor to get people back into, yeah, this just happened.
It was much quieter, and it was oh. And as soon as you realize what was going on, you're oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh no. And from that opening alone, you expect a lot more of an emotional
dread.
Emotional beat down, basically another Infinity War.
Mm-hmm.
But I was actually surprised. I don't know if you felt this too, but I felt this one was actually a bit more easygoing.
Yeah.
Cause I was so tense throughout the movie. I was okay, what's this movie gonna throw at me in the first act? Am I gonna see Cap crying his eyes out over Bucky? What's really going on? And there was just some point where there was that whole montage on them sort of theorizing on time travel.
Yeah.
So when they were coming up with that whole plan, I was just oh, okay, this seems a little bit more fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the energy definitely seemed a bit more like the traditional Marvel movies, whereas it still got that high risk factor of Infinity War and I'll even say Civil War. There was that high intensity, but it was still a fun feel. You had a good feeling about this. Yeah, time travel is definitely going to work. They're going to get all the stones. They're going to bring everyone back.
With Infinity War, I feel it was a lot more tense and like a bit more depressing. Mm-hmm. And I'm not criticizing Infinity War over that because that would be ridiculous to criticize.
I don't mean to sound crude, but I read this one review of, comparing Endgame to Infinity War, and Infinity War, it literally was like the bully just like punched you right in the nuts, and then the first act of Endgame is like everybody started recovering from getting punched in the nuts.
Pretty much, it's just like, okay, all right, just a little back rub, And I have to say, like, their time travel stuff, I really hoped that would be in the movie. Like, I'd heard rumors that it would be involved.
Yeah, I saw set photos of like Cap in his Avengers like 2012 suit, and then like I saw one set photo of Loki, and I was just thinking,
I was scared they'd bring like Loki and Gamora back, and they technically did bring Gamora back.
Yeah, technically speaking, yeah.
I also think that like a lot of like the fan service that they did in the movie was so well done.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god.
Bringing every freaking character back in this movie.
When Captain America walked into the elevator,
I was
like, oh shit!
I was so ready. I was so ready for a Winter Soldier reenactment. And then he just had to whisper.
And then he had to whisper, "Hail Hydra!" I was oh, you bastards!
To the bald agent from S.H.I.E.L.D., who's the Hydra agent. I can't remember. Agent Sitwell.
I was like, oh, that's clever as shit.
That was so clever.
And then, of course, we got to the Black Widow, Hawkeye thing.
Oh my god.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I am, like, I am sad that, like, Black Widow's gone. Because, again, I like the character.
Yeah.
And especially because, like, she's been in this franchise
since Iron Man 2.
Since, like, Iron Man 2. Like, she's up there with, like, RDJ as, like, a veteran of the franchise.
Yeah, they're the two, when you think about it, really.
Yeah, so, like, just to see her go, and to see, like, especially, like, to see her, like, dead at the bottom. It was, like, Jesus!
Like Gamora in Infinity War, because you were freaked out by that scene. I remember that.
This scene, I don't know. I guess it reminded me a little bit too much of Gamora's death. Not that that's a problem, but it is sort of a thing for me.
One thing that really got me going for that scene was the constant back and forth of like Hawkeye and Black Widow like trying to sacrifice themselves, and I genuinely thought it was going to be Hawkeye to like actually make the sacrifice, because like he lost his family, he became a completely different person in becoming Ronin and just like killing all these bad guys. And he was the one that did the test jump to see if the time travel element would work. So, like, I really thought that he was going to be the one to make the ultimate sacrifice, like, for his family.
I kind of liked, like, the sort of, like, comedic yet really nervous energy of the scene.
Oh my god,
because it was just, like, it felt like they were really trying to say, like, haha, okay, but really, no, you're going to have to go. Like, it just...
Yeah. Imagine if that scene had literally any other combination of people. It wouldn't have worked. That scene would not have worked with any other combination.
Oh, definitely not.
Because, like,
no, I'm trying to, like,
I'm gonna refer to Jeremy Johns' review. Like, if you had, like, Hulk and Ant-Man, it'd be like, well, I mean, you're a great guy and everything, but, like, yeah, so, like, I did enjoy the fact that they used Black Widow and Hawkeye, because, like, they were the two ordinary Avengers.
Yeah, pretty much.
The crazy-ass lineup.
And they were the ones that, like, pretty much had history. Like, it's in a way, it is upsetting again to see, like, Black Widow go before we get her movie.
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know. Wait a minute. I just realized. Catherine Langford. Wasn't she cast in Endgame?
Catherine Langford from 13 Reasons Why?
Yeah.
She was cast. She wasn't in the movie. Her scenes got cut.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's gotta hurt. That's gotta fucking hurt.
They pulled
the Mary Jane Watson.
Yep, they pulled a Mary Jane Watson.
Yep. Though I don't even know what character she was supposed to... Did they ever say
No,
what she was
they
supposed
never
to be?
confirmed. They never confirmed what character she was going to be.
Wow.
Everyone thought that she was going to be the... Because, like, Hawkeye's daughter doesn't become the next Hawkeye. It's some other girl.
Oh, true.
So like everyone thought that was going to be her.
So before we get to like the gigantic, that is the last, I'd say,
Last act, the third act.
Pretty much the entire third act. Before we get into that, I'll just like go back real quickly and say I really wish that Marvel will do more time travel shit like this.
Yeah, because this was awesome.
This was really entertaining.
Yeah.
Like they made Thor's mom interesting.
Yeah.
She was most prominent in a movie that I can't stomach for the
Thor:
life
The
of
Dark
me.
World.
I can't.
As unfortunate as, like, you know, the deliverance of Thor: The Dark World was having Frigga come back to basically comfort Thor in his, like...
In his lowest point?
In one of his lowest points. Yeah,
points.
that
That was beautiful.
Phenomenal thing for me.
Holy shit, we completely skipped, like, the opening scene with Thanos.
Oh my god, yeah, let's go back. Okay. Holy shit, that scene went by so fast.
I was just like, whoa, wait, whoa.
Yeah. So for those who don't know, literally it goes, Clint's family gets dusted. Very quick scene with Tony and Nebula in I think it's
space.
the Benatar, like the ship now. Captain Marvel finds them, which is phenomenal. My theory behind that, because like in the end credits scene of Captain Marvel, there's like the scene where it's the Avengers at the facility, they have the pager. My theory is Rocket has a GPS on the Benatar, and he's like, hey, can you find my ship, make sure my friends are still alive, and just like bring them back? So for any of those who are wondering, oh, Captain Marvel saving Tony is a sheer coincidence, that's your theory right there. Tony and Nebula get back on Earth. There's a very, very quick argument between Tony and Cap, which was very intense.
Seriously, I'm so glad that for one they didn't try to wipe the slate clean from Civil War.
Yeah.
Like, it really wasn't a cop-out like I thought it was.
Yeah.
Like, there was still tension between them.
Tension, which was amazing.
Also, seeing Robert Downey Jr. that thin,
yeah, they
freaked me out. I was
made
like,
him
oh my
look
god,
all sickly and everything. I don't know if that was CGI or if that was Robert Downey Jr. or if that was Robert Downey Jr. Dude,
if I had, speaking of sort of going back and speaking about Captain Marvel real quick, I'd say that's the one small gripe that I have with this movie.
They didn't use her enough.
They didn't use her.
Yeah, they used her very sparingly. And they used her literally at the very beginning, and then at the very end in the third act, which
we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a minute.
But we were trying to get to the Thanos scene at the very beginning of the movie. So they basically find where Thanos has been hiding out. They run, they fly up, they kick his ass. Thor.
They fuck his shit up, bro.
Thor literally goes for the head, chops it off.
Like he chops his head off. I was like, oh shit. And I was waiting for him to say, and then a character asked, I don't remember who it was, but
I think it was Rocket. It was like, why would you do that?
What did you just do? And you just saw like the camera just go up to Thor, and I'm just like, I went for the head. I went for the head. Please say it.
And he said it.
He said that was just like...
Yeah. And like, in that moment, I instantly realized, yeah, they're gonna time travel. That scene alone with like Thanos saying, oh yeah, I used the stones to destroy each other, and like, that almost killed him. Jeez.
Yeah. Now
moving forward, I really, really do love the fact that they actually took time to be in this new world.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad that they didn't gloss that over, because I was afraid of that too.
Yeah.
But like, there's this point where it's just, they don't really show this whole like worldwide sweep of just like, oh my god, there's like no one here. But in like the scenes where they do show it, it's like there's just
scary.
This sense of like emptiness. Even in that scene where like Hulk is being asked to like take a selfie.
Oh my god.
Take a selfie of like with those kids.
Yeah.
There's still just a sense of like, man, this just feels like really hollow.
Yeah.
In a good way. You just know that like, man.
They delivered that sense of just like anguish perfectly.
Also, Scott's search for his daughter for like those 2 minutes.
Oh my god,
I got scared.
I was so tense.
I got scared. I was like, okay, if y'all really dusted his daughter,
My question with like the whole Ant-Man franchise was like, did they dust Cassie and did they dust Luis?
Wait, did they dust Luis?
They never confirmed if they dusted Luis or not.
They didn't confirm they dusted Luis, T.I., the other Russian
the
guy.
dude from Dark Knight.
Or like Cassie's stepdad or her mom.
Or her mom, yeah.
We don't know if they got dusted.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter now.
My main thing was like making sure like Cassie and Luis were fine because they're outside of like the obvious 3 characters for the Ant-Man franchise. They're my 2 favorites. I read this meme and it was just like, I guarantee you like over 13 million of those possibilities were because that rat didn't press the buttons to let Ant-Man out.
Holy shit, that's so true.
That was literally the most ex machina thing in the entire movie.
I was just sitting there just like, huh, this is technically really stupid.
Yeah, it's really stupid, but at the same time, it also confirmed how he got out, and he got out, and he survived.
Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, you know what? It's a silly movie. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna allow it. Yeah. I'm gonna allow this shit.
Yeah.
The cast is, at this point,
How has Robert Downey Jr. not been nominated for an Oscar for this role?
Oh, for this role. He hasn't been nominated.
He was nominated for Tropic Thunder, and he lost to Heath Ledger.
I was kind of upset at first, but then you're like Heath Ledger, and I was like,
yeah,
okay.
But yeah, Robert Downey Jr. Fucking love you, man.
Again, we'll get to you in a second. Yeah. But okay, I think that covers almost everything up to like the third act.
Up to the time travel. Cause like, okay, my thing is like the big thing for the time travel scene, the act. So basically like the entire second act was the entire sequence for the Battle of New York because the Ancient One is back.
The Ancient, that surprised me.
Alexander Pierce is back. Crossbones, Loki. Literally, so many of these characters came back.
I don't know how like they managed to like do it to where it's clear that one Robert Downey Jr. is from the 5 years into the future, and the other Robert Downey Jr. is from 2012.
Yeah,
I don't know how they managed to do that like so convincingly.
Especially with Chris Evans, because like the Captain America, the Captain America scene.
I mean, I do like how like they made that difference really obvious. There's just like newer ones not wearing a helmet, the other one is.
Yeah.
Do you think like him sort of putting that helmet on sort of represents the sort of closed-minded outlook that he had on the world? Like,
we're getting
this was like, I mean, because this was before the Winter Soldier.
Yeah, this was right before. So
I just thought of that.
That was clever. I was just happy to see like a Captain America versus Captain America fight, and then
that was so when like they both like threw their shields at each other. I was like, oh damn.
Yeah, I kind of wanted that fight to be a little bit quicker and having the older, I guess like the future Cap. So like know how I fight, so I'm gonna do this to like. I wish it was a little bit quicker, just so we could get to like the actual like heist part. But that was a really fun scene, and I really enjoyed that. Also, Loki in that timeline just escaped.
I think if you start to look into like how time works, even the movie acknowledges this too, where it's like you look into how like time actually works, and it makes no sense.
Yeah.
So like I think if you're gonna like look into like every single time travel detail about this movie, your mind is just gonna like snap, and there are gonna be a whole bunch of nitpicks that you can just fuck you. There's just gonna be like a whole bunch of like nitpicks that you can sort of poke fun at. But my
theory, and I've actually seen a couple people agree like with this theory. My theory is like with Loki escaping with the Tesseract in that timeline. That's going to be the premise of the Loki TV show on Disney Plus.
Oh shit, that's true.
Yeah.
Like, see, that's
like that would be a perfect way to 1, keep Tom Hiddleston around as Loki, and 2, justify this show being connected to the MCU.
Endgame is like the only movie where like I can think of
TV
where like
shows interact with
it
the
managed to like conclude everything
Yeah.
really satisfyingly, but also leave stuff open for like sequels and like follow-up
TV
shows.
and like, speaking of TV shows, they freaking brought, I can't remember the actor's name for the life of me, but like they brought back Jarvis from Agent Carter, the TV show, for the 1970s sequence.
I actually never saw Agent Carter.
It was
I
a
saw,
good
like, the first
show.
episode,
It was a really good
but
show. I can't believe it ended after 3 seasons.
I wasn't a fan of it at the time, but
Yeah.
maybe if I rewatch it, it'll probably be awesome.
Yeah.
I'm still upset that they never really fully integrated Daredevil
Yeah.
or any of the
or
Netflix
the
heroes.
Punisher.
At least if Daredevil just like hopped through that time portal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. I guess this movie's sort of like a testament on like what you can do with really good pacing too. Like really good, really engaging story.
It did not feel like a 3-hour-long movie.
It really didn't.
Yeah, and
Like
that was
when I realized, like when they were walking up to like Thanos at the end, I was like, wait, we're approaching like the final fight. Huh.
this movie.
No, I
went really
can
quick.
go for like 30 more. I can go for like, a whole another hour. Again, the movie's 3 hours. I didn't feel it. Like
I did not feel that at all. I do want to talk about the 70s scene real quick. I could not control myself in the interaction between 70s Howard and Tony when knowing that, one, that was the day that Tony was born, two, just seeing someone who has always seen their father in one perspective see a completely different side of him, like being like actually like vulnerable, that was something that was really impactful for me. So like that entire sequence, I was crying. I was just a weeping mess in that scene because it was just such a beautiful scene, knowing Tony's arc and knowing, like, if you really want to look into that, Howard Stark's arc.
It was like really satisfying to know that like, or to see him like sort of reconcile with his father.
Yeah.
It's a really nice like little subplot, and that almost kind of got me.
Yeah, that definitely got me.
But I wasn't quite got until.
Are we going to talk about the third act now?
Yeah, we're going to talk about that.
Okay, so third act. Holy shit!
Fuck!
Holy shit! Holy shit!
Oh!
Okay, let's try to make our way chronologically on this one.
Okay.
Starting with Thanos just dropping every single bomb on the Avengers facility.
Like after the snap, and like they brought everyone
Hulk
back.
That Hulk, they get all the stones. Tony creates a gauntlet. Hulk's the only one that could actually survive the snap because like it's so intense.
And even so, like it breaks his arm. Like,
yeah, it literally like fries like half of his body. And so after that,
I got scared for Hulk in a moment because I was like, oh my god, is Hulk gonna die?
I actually thought Hulk was gonna die in that scene.
Like I know we're gonna say let's talk about the third act, but like real quick, Hulk. When I saw what I originally thought that like he was just gonna sort of remain Hulk. Like it wasn't just like a mixture between Bruce Banner and Hulk.
Yeah,
like
it's Professor Hulk, Bruce Banner, and the Hulk fused into one. So it's like Hulk's body, but Banner's mind.
And it was like, and I think it was because like he just, I guess in like his depression, he just exposes himself to like a lot of gamma radiation.
Yeah.
And transformed himself into that, which is like really tragic, I guess. I guess to see him like just sort of take on like this giant task of just like snapping his fingers is just and everything was like, I remember everything was calm for a minute, and I was like,
and then
and then you just saw like the window just roll up, and you just see Thanos' you just see, I think it was either his ship or like one of like the laser things just coming at him.
It was
oh fuck.
They were also hinting at that because like they had past Nebula, who found out future Nebula was a good guy, kidnapped her. Past Nebula went as future Nebula. So like having evil Nebula sort of like bring in Thanos' ship. That entire scene was at the same time of Hulk doing the snap. So I thought for a sure moment that he wasn't going to be able to do the snap because Thanos was going to blow everything up.
I guess it's like another thing that we also have to address with this movie. For as much as I say that like this movie, like you don't feel 3-hour runtime, there is like that's during the movie. After the movie, it's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
We were straight up just like sitting, like with our friends, we were just sitting like outside of, or like sitting in like in the theater, like at the tables, just like, just trying to like digest what's happening.
Process
I have
everything.
Like it's been almost a whole 24 hours since I've seen the movie.
Yeah.
I still have no clue what to make of any of that in the best way possible. Like I was talking with my friend like last night too, and she had the same reaction. She's just like, I'm gonna go to sleep and figure out what the fuck I just witnessed. I'll say this, because I've also wanted to talk about this moment for like the longest too. When Cap summons Mjolnir.
Holy, that was like the only moment when our theater went nuts.
Yeah, like our theater was like silent, and unlike Infinity War, where it's just like what, like where our theater was practically dead.
Yeah, for Infinity War, I explicitly remember like almost every single big character entrance, it would go nuts. Like Captain America, Captain America in Scotland, theater went nuts. Thor in Wakanda, theater went apeshit.
Went fucking nuts.
Theater went apeshit.
I don't remember. Was it really that loud to where I didn't hear the theater?
You probably were, because you and
I
were sitting right next to each other.
I lost my shit at that scene.
But
everything in the movie before Cap summoned Mjolnir, I was like, okay, this is a pretty like fantastic movie. It will get a pretty like high 8 or a 9, if you ask me.
And then
as
that moment,
soon as that shit happened, I was like,
11.
oh my god! Like,
11 out of 10.
I was going crazy.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god! Like
Yeah.
I was literally geeking out.
Yeah.
When that happened, I was like, oh my god, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like,
also, nice callback to Age of Ultron when they had that little scene, like Cap just like budges it ever so slightly, and like Thor said in Endgame, like when Cap holds the hammer, I was like, I knew it.
And like I was talking to some people on my Discord about this last night. They were passing around the theory that like Cap at the time couldn't pick up Mjolnir, you know, because he wasn't worthy.
He wasn't worthy
because he still was holding that secret about Tony's parents. Like about Tony's parents and Bucky.
That's
and then
interesting.
After Civil War, that's when he became worthy.
Yeah.
And I was just like,
thinking about that now, there's also it could be the fact that Cap needed to reach his lowest in order to become worthy. So like with the snap.
True.
Because like when looking at the first Thor almost had to like die in order to become worthy again.
That scene works on both just like a character level and just
a fan service
very
level.
Fan service level. Again, the fan service in this movie.
Literally, the entire Act 3 is fan service.
Like it's great to see fan service done like this, and not something like, I don't know, a literal scene where the movie stops in its tracks to show us email files of the Justice League. As soon as Captain America was in his lowest, I was like, ah, shit. He's gonna die.
Yep.
I just saw that shot where like it was just him and all of Thanos' dudes. I was just like, it's gonna die. All right, here we go.
Okay, and also like another thing to consider, Thanos' like new like double-edged sword or something like that literally ripped off chunks of Cap's indestructible shield.
Ripped that shit in half.
Yeah.
See what he did there?
Yeah.
In half. Also, with Thanos in this movie, they did sort of take away like his sympathetic, like any sympathy that you could have gotten from him. They just completely ripped that out. And like, because I went from like, oh man, I kind of feel bad for Thanos to like, yo man, cook this motherfucker right now.
And like my thing with that is Infinity War in its truest form is Thanos' movie.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That is Thanos' movie. You cannot argue with the fact that Infinity War was Thanos' movie. Even the end credit scene said Thanos will return, not the Avengers will return. Thanos will return. So like Infinity War is Thanos' movie. Endgame is an Avengers movie.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, in its truest form, so...
And you know it's an Avengers movie because literally, and I mean literally, everyone is here. Everyone.
Cap is like getting his shield like ripped to shreds, and then you just...
As
and
he's
just
about
know,
to
just know, this
you
is...
make like his final stand, you just hear,
and just
hey,
know this is post-snap that Bruce Banner did. And then he was like, hey, Cap.
hey, Cap, on your left.
And then you just see like a tiny, tiny little like yellow circle glow and glow and glow and glow and glow and glow.
Oh shit!
And then you see this guy's
And
boy.
then you just see. It's almost like they read my mind. You just see T'Challa, Shuri,
And Okoye
walk to the portal, and I'm just like,
we were so far separated in the theater, but we were all in the same rows. So I was just like, Noah, are you seeing this? Noah.
I was just kind of sitting there, just like, yo, I'm about to just.
And they literally brought
through everybody.
Like, they brought the Valkyries. They brought the Ravengers. I'm pretty sure I saw like 1 or 2 Ravengers in that fight scene. Every tribe in like Wakanda.
They brought back Bucky. Of course, they brought back Spider-Man.
Yeah, they brought
back
the They brought all of the like mystic
Yes.
arts people, which is so cool to see.
They brought back Wong. I'm like,
They brought
hey,
Wong back.
gonna
They
have
brought-
your moment. He
they
didn't
brought,
quite have his moment, but it was nice to see him.
And then you just see like this bright yellow light soar through the sky and like crash through Thanos'
Oh no,
ship.
she was revealed like sort of midway through the fight.
Yeah.
Where like everyone was like she was just like raining fire on everybody, and then everything stops, and you just like turn their like cannons to the sky, and they're just like firing at her.
Yeah.
And at first I was like, wait, what did they fire?
And it was like Captain Marvel.
Oh
Captain
shit!
Marvel. Yeah.
I'm like, oh man, yes, hell yeah! And it's a moment where it's just like where Captain America was just like he had the shield, he had Mjolnir, he had everybody.
Yeah.
And they're just like it's like Avengers, assemble. And
then just like
I got emotional at that exact moment. I was like,
all of the like Thanos' army and like every single freaking good guy, and just like this makes the airport scene look
this
like
makes the airport scene look
like a tiny argument.
Like seriously,
Yeah.
like I remember when like in Civil War we thought that was the most we were ever gonna get.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like this is probably easily gonna go down as Marvel's best moment.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Marvel's greatest moment.
Absolutely. All of the Avengers are sort of like playing hacky sack with the Infinity Gauntlet to keep Thanos away from it, and you know, you see T'Challa get it, you see Spider-Man get it, and then you just see like all the women, and that was
Oh my god.
that my girlfriend was like beating on my arm like nothing. Like I'm shocked I'm not bruised because of that moment.
Like I remember like in Infinity War when that moment happened with like
Okoye,
Black Widow and Okoye and
yeah.
Scarlet Witch, I was just like,
That was awesome.
that was dope.
Yeah, that was
And then I
great.
saw this with all the other women of Marvel, I was like,
And Pepper Potts in the rescue suit.
oh
Yeah.
I saw like it's kind of a shame that Black Widow couldn't be there.
Yeah.
Like that's the part that hurts too. And it's just like you know what? This is still pretty kick-ass.
Yeah, that was amazing. Oh my god. Alright, so right before Captain Marvel joins the fight, there's a scene between Scarlet Witch and Thanos.
Oh yes.
And like if you know like what all Scarlet Witch has been through in these movies, like,
I was just like, yo,
losing
fuck
her
him up.
parents, losing her brother, like having to see like the love of her life die, not only from her, but literally go back in time, and then Thanos just like ripped the stone out of Vision's head.
Queen Slay.
Scarlet Witch is one of the, if not like top 3 strongest characters in the MCU right now.
Oh, definitely.
And like that interaction, like, because like they literally had her like come down, her eyes are like glowing red. I'm just that fight scene between her and Thanos alone was amazing.
It was.
She was ready to like straight up kill him in that.
She was ready to murder him. I was ready to see that shit.
I was
like,
waiting
let's
to see that
fucking go.
happen.
So I think we've danced around the scene long
the big
enough.
scene. Okay, but a little backstory. Stephen Strange comes back. There's a very quick interaction between Strange and Stark, and Stark's like,
Like,
out of all those outcomes, is this one when Strange is like,
he's like,
if I tell you,
it's not gonna
won't
happen. And there's just this moment where it's just like, where Iron Man's just like about to like pretty much, I think, get decimated by Thanos, and you just see Strange just go like
one.
Yeah. And I was just like, oh my god.
And then like you have like a quick fight between Thanos and Iron Man, and then you see
like
Thanos chuck Iron Man, just like out of nowhere, and then like
you just like, I am the inevitable.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, oh my god, here we go again. This is not fair.
Yeah, and then he does the snap,
and nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
And you just see like all the
stones are gone, and then you just see like Tony with all the stones like sort of like coming up his suit.
It's technically a really like over dramatic moment, but
Yeah.
you know what? It was epic
beautiful.
as fuck.
It was
like,
beautiful.
He's just like, I am Iron Man. And as soon as that happened, I was like,
fuck,
I'm gonna die after this, isn't he?
Yeah.
You just saw like everyone just fading away, and
All of the bad guys fading away.
I loved how like this was an inverse sort of Thanos's like final moment in Infinity War, where like he was on the farm just like sitting and like just like after like he won.
Yeah.
Now he's like,
and like Thanos is just like sitting there, just like completely defeated, and he's like,
and he just completely accepts it though, and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
And then okay, so yeah,
we
then
gotta talk about Iron Man. We gotta
that
talk about
whole
Iron
that all that shit happened.
Man. Yeah.
I knew that he was gonna die, and
I theorized that the two to really bite the bullet were gonna be Iron Man and Cap.
Yeah, and Iron Man was just, it was like fading, and I was fine at first, because I was just like, okay, you're fine, you know, like a little bit emotional.
He's fine.
I know he died.
Yeah.
And I was just like you know, like, yeah, granted, this is like the character that like just started it all, and you just watched him die.
Literally the one who has been willing to sacrifice himself in every single Avengers movie.
However, once again, just like in Infinity War, it was Tom Holland that put me over the edge. As soon as he started crying, I was like, okay, no, it was a wrap.
Yeah,
it was a wrap.
The second that Tony got all the stones and he snapped, I was just like, and waterworks start now.
I was just like, yeah, no, here come all the tears.
I found like a website where they have like very bits and pieces of dialogue, and I didn't even notice that Pepper said, "You can rest now."
Oh yeah, no, I heard that.
Yeah, I didn't even.
That's what made me cry even harder.
Yeah, so like you see Rhodey, Peter Parker, not Coyle, and Pepper just sort of like all there with Tony, and like he's fading. Like
I think it was pretty much like gone at that point.
Yeah.
And it was just like Pepper saying, "You can rest now," just knowing all the shit that he's been on.
Yeah.
After like since like the Avengers, it's just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna cry now.
Yeah,
like
I was crying even then. I was crying.
Like that's just sort of like restarted my crying.
Yeah. And
then like Tony's funeral, like once again, like that just kind of got me like, nope, like choked up again.
Yeah. And then like they had a pan of like the river of like Tony and Pepper's house, and then you just see like this bed of flowers,
and that like little case that said proof that Tony Stark has a heart,
and it's his first arc reactor, and I was
like, okay, here we go again.
Yeah. Like, at that point, like my girlfriend was just weeping along with me. So
I was like, I had like my like face buried in my jacket, just like crying my eyes out.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even notice that apparently Harley from Iron Man 3 was in it.
Yeah, Harley. Like
Megan, I didn't even notice. I didn't even like recognize.
Also,
him.
at the same time, he's so grown up now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I got a call from my parents after they got out, and they're just like, "Who's the kid?" And I was like, "It's Harley, Iron Man 3."
Like I didn't even know until again someone in the Discord pointed it out. I
knew instantly.
I was in shambles.
Yeah, because like everyone was at that funeral. Everyone. Nick Fury was there.
We didn't get to hear him finish saying motherfucker, which it's a shame.
Just go back and watch Pulp Fiction.
I mean, like I watched a whole supercut of Samuel L. Jackson just saying it.
You guys send me that link.
Okay.
We hadn't even talked about this yet, but like in that 5 years post Snap, Pepper and Tony had a daughter.
Seriously, and I didn't pick up on this either.
The cheeseburger line?
The cheeseburger line?
Yeah, the cheeseburger line.
As soon as I saw that, like, I just, again, Discord, just typing it out with a friend, and they pointed out, I was like, okay, I'm gonna go cry again.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Like, that whole entire, like, just ending was perfection. As soon as the credits rolled, like, apparently I'd been, like, crying and, like, shaking throughout the whole climax so much that like the couple that was sitting next to me, they just looked like as they were getting up, they're just like, hey, are you okay? Like, are you good? Like I'm guessing you enjoyed it. I think that's pretty much.
Oh, we got Captain America.
Captain America.
So
I thought he was gonna die.
I actually I was ready for more characters to die.
Yeah, pretty much.
And only 2 actually died. Well, 3 if you count past Nebula.
Yeah, like I expected a lot more, like just like you said, I expected a lot more people to go. I expected I thought out of everyone that Captain America was the surefire death.
Yeah.
I thought. And I was just gonna be like like I thought he was gonna say something where it's just I thought like Tony and him were gonna die at the same time. It's gonna be like
I was waiting
I'm with you till the end of the line. I thought they were gonna incorporate that line somehow.
I was waiting for in the fight between Cap and Thanos before everyone comes in for him to be like, I can do this all day, and then just like
yeah.
I was waiting for that.
And
Thank God we didn't get that, because
ultimately
I would have just walked out in that moment just crying.
Like again, I think if like the daughter were to like react to like his death, like if she were to start crying in like it was like the cheeseburger line too.
Oh God, yeah.
Then I would have you would have just heard me just like ugh.
Cap goes back to put all the stones back in like their rightful place. Otherwise,
it's gonna like
the timeline will eventually like fracture and crumble. So he has to put all the stones back.
And in reality, in our time, it takes like it would take like 5 seconds.
5 to 10 seconds.
And so like 5 seconds go past, and then like
Hulk is ready to like bring him back in. Nothing happens.
And
nothing happens.
And like
and also Falcon and Bucky are there.
And I was just like, wait, what happened? And I saw like sort of, and then like they just sort of like panned to like just him like sitting on a bench, and it's just like old
Steve. Man, Steve.
I was like, damn it, I was wrong.
The way I think about the way that Cap and Iron Man both went out, it was the perfect ending.
It really was.
Because like we moved from Tony Stark, billionaire genius playboy philanthropist, to being Iron Man, Earth's best Avenger who sacrificed himself in battle, so like that's his arc. With Steve, he was always a soldier, and like Tony even says in like this movie, like just like get a life, like actually like get a life. So having Steve make the conscious decision, and I'm pretty sure Bucky knew too.
Yeah,
because his deliverance made it seem like he knew.
Like he knew that's just like, yeah, no, I'm gonna later, buddy.
Yeah. So like,
and
so having Steve go from like the soldier to like actually having a fulfilling life with Peggy,
and like
that was perfect.
I read an article somewhere saying that like it was out of character and like unfair. I'm like, dude, like he has been through so much.
Yeah.
And he's done so much. I think he's entitled, especially if it ultimately doesn't fuck up the timeline.
Exactly.
That much.
Yeah.
Like, I think that's okay.
My only question is now, because like they had the scene with like Old Man Steve and Falcon, where Steve basically passes on the shield.
And it's kind of cool because I was just like, wait a minute. Like, I realized he's driving home with Amari and Destiny. Like, I was like, wait a minute. Holy shit. We're gonna get a Black Captain America.
Yeah.
Holy fuck.
Yeah, because not only in the comics did both Bucky and Falcon become the Captain America, we're getting on Disney Plus a Falcon Winter Soldier show with Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan. So
So-
my only question is now, are they still going to call it Falcon and the Winter Soldier, or is it going to be Captain America and the Winter Soldier? Marvel, Disney,
Clear it
we
up.
want to know.
We want to know.
Please, very much.
Answers.
Love you.
Answer the shit, homie. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about Endgame.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, but I think we've
so-
covered everything that we can.
There's so many, like, interactions. Oh my, wait, can we talk about Thor? Can we talk about my boy Thor for a minute?
Oh shit! Here we go.
Okay. This dude really let himself go.
It was an oddly like it was a funny but like of course
Sad.
depressing. I think it was meant to be like
Yeah.
funny in a sad way. But then something else kind of came to mind, and it's something that I really shouldn't pay attention to, but it's been on my mind for a while. Okay, so Fortnite is in this movie. Like
Yeah, fuck Fortnite.
actual Fortnite. Like
Yeah.
you see Korg
And
who
me.
who I loved.
Yeah.
You saw Korg playing it, and it kind of made me realize, like, it kind of, like, I was thinking about this when I was watching it too.
Yeah.
Like, I thought back to that time when, like, Thanos was in Fortnite. Like, they did that sort of, like, like, collaborative effort.
That's right.
That promo event. And it kind of made me realize, like, okay, in universe, how fucked up is that?
That's really fucked up.
Because
That's
it's like,
really
hey
fucked
kids,
up.
you wanna use the weapon that wiped out half the population on Earth? Most likely your parents too.
Oh, there's a meme.
So,
there's a meme theory with that scene where like Korg's complaining about like this character, like Avatar. and like Thor literally like takes his headset. He's like, "Listen, I will come down to whatever basement you are living in, and I'll beat the living shit out of you." Like, there's a theory that's Loki.
Oh my god.
It's like, how funny would that be?
Anyhow, so I think that pretty much
Yeah.
covers everything we were sort of thinking, right?
Yeah,
anything
if we come up with anything, I'm sure we'll maybe make a part 2 video.
Yeah, like, most likely, I'm not making any promises, but I do kind of plan to cover all the Marvel movies.
Oh my god, wow.
I'm not making any promises, because right now,
We're in finals week, guys,
Yeah,
so we're in absolute hell.
and plus this summer is just completely up in the air right now. I do have projects, like, sort of scripted, or I do have a project scripted.
Are they massive?
In conclusion, I'd say that this is pretty
Avengers
much
Endgame.
as perfect as an MCU movie will ever get.
Yeah.
Like, this is probably my favorite Marvel movie. I can't think of a single thing wrong with it.
Yeah.
I really can't.
Me neither.
Like, of course, the gripes I mentioned earlier, with Captain Marvel, that's
not
a
just
small
not
gripe.
using her enough.
I guess, like, the fact they took just that little sympathetic element out of Thanos,
Yeah.
kind of, was, like, I guess just them doing that was just kind of a bit,
Yeah.
But I don't even want to classify that as a problem, because it really isn't.
It really wasn't, in all things considered, it really wasn't a problem. Like, I mean, like I said earlier, Infinity War was Thanos' movie, Endgame is the Avengers' movie, so you really get to see it from their perspectives.
Like, this is definitely the MCU's best movie.
Absolutely.
I don't know if I'd go as far as say it's my favorite.
Favorite MCU movie?
Like, no, just favorite Marvel movie.
Yeah.
Because I still don't know if I'd go that far to say if it's my favorite Marvel movie, because I still throw Spider-Verse
Yeah.
into it, and Spider-Verse is like my favorite superhero movie, and it's just, again, Spider-Verse is just so incredible.
Logan.
That I don't want to. Well, Logan's on that list too, but
Yeah.
sort of below Spider-Verse.
Yeah.
Endgame is definitely better than
yeah.
Logan. Sorry.
All things considered, Endgame blows Logan out of the water.
Yeah.
But
Logan is still phenomenal.
Logan's
but
the best movie to come out of Fox for
best
Marvel.
my favorite movie of 2017.
Yeah.
So
11 years, 22 movies, one conclusion.
And it's just like
Goddamn.
Before we start closing the video, do you have anything like you want to say about like the sort of Marvel movies? Just like a thank you.
Yeah. I first saw the first Iron Man in theaters, and I was 8 years old. I'm 19 now. I'm about to turn 20. So these movies have been around for the better part of my life. There was a time when I used to have a fan account on Instagram where my main fandom was the MCU fandom, along with other fandoms. I have a lot of very special memories with the MCU, like going to see Avengers for the first time with my brother and my dad, the next day buying Infinity Gauntlet. And actually, like, in hindsight, that was the second comic I ever bought. So, like, these movies and, like, this culture, really, they've been a part of my life for a very, very long time. So it was, Kevin Feige, I want to say thank you very much for having the faith in Jon Favreau and Robert Downey Jr. all the way back in, like, 2007, because 2008 is when Iron Man came out. Jon Favreau, goddamn, I love you. You've directed some of my favorite movies of all time. Robert Downey Jr., I'm never going to hear enough praise about you, especially from my mother. She loves you so much, especially back in the 80s, and you've become an inspiration to me. Stan Lee, we miss you. I had the honor of meeting you twice. One time when I was dressed up as Spider-Man, my favorite Marvel character, and you said hi, and that made my world. So, like, these movies and, like, this culture means so much to me. So everyone at Marvel Studios, thank you so much. No?
Well, like, I've sort of joined, like, the franchise late.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I completely missed out on, like, the first 4 years. I thought they looked really cool, but I for whatever reason never really went to see them, and I wasn't quite into movies back then as much. Definitely not as close as I am now. Like, I enjoyed them, of course, but also on the surface level. I had the opportunity to see, like, Avengers, but then that got fucked up in a story that I'm gonna tell one day, either on here or on my Twitter. But yeah, basically I didn't end up seeing Avengers in theaters. I did end up seeing Iron Man 3 though, and that was kind of the movie that was like, okay, now I gotta check out more of these. Yeah. Like, that was kind of my Avengers. Even in moments where I remember just thinking, okay, no, this is where they're gonna fuck up. This is where they're gonna bomb. And, like, to be just very honest, I'm not gonna say that, of course, there haven't been, like, missteps along the way.
Oh, no, absolutely.
Or, like, movies versus, like, in a moment, they're great, but then as time goes on, you're
they don't light a candle to other movies.
Yeah, but, like, man.
And there are movies that we'll debate on whether or not it was good or not.
Like, but at the same time, though, it's just, I can't deny, like, the ambition that was put into, like, at least most of this franchise, even at, like, its lowest point, if you don't count Incredible Hulk, even at, like, its lowest point, it's always been a movie where it's obvious that people, like, really care about the source material, really understand these characters in a way that it's different from the source material, but at the same time, it doesn't shit on it. Yeah,
it doesn't ruin these characters. It just creates a new story. Mm-hmm. And, like, my thing is, like, I read an interview somewhere with either the Russos or Kevin Feige or Bob Iger, even CEO of Disney. Goddamn, I love you. These movies are created by fans, for fans. So, like, it really helps to have fans who are, like, really qualified to make these movies.
Yeah. Make
the movies for the fans.
It's that sort of level of, like, ambition.
Yeah.
And
just having faith.
And just consistency also.
Yeah.
That really just kind of helped this whole project that would have seemed impossible years ago.
Like, like,
just had to see that just just come to like such a satisfying conclusion. I think that's why I love Endgame so much, because it was just that moment, like with Iron, like at the end of the movie, we're just like, my God, they actually did it.
Yeah.
Or like they
the funeral pan scene showed literally everyone, with obvious exceptions of like characters who passed away. But
yeah,
it just showed everyone, and you really think about it, just like this has been 11 years.
11 years in the making. And there's a part of me that's like, I kind of wish that like they stopped making, like they just kind of like cut it cold turkey with MCU. But at the same time, of course, there's just like, actually, you know what? No, because I see a lot of people that are like, honestly, I wish this was like Marvel's last movie. Nah. I think what's wiser is that like maybe they just take just like maybe 5 years or something to just really like take a deep breath, and or just take however long as they need to just take a deep breath and just sort of reevaluate everything.
That being said, I am gladly going to see Spider-Man: Far From Home when it comes out in July.
Yeah, definitely. The Spider-Man movie with the best Spider-Man easily.
Yeah.
Best Spider-Man, best Peter Parker. Don't at me.
Best Spider-Man, best Peter Parker. Really nice guy overall.
Oh yeah, because you fucking met him.
Yeah, I fucking met. Yeah, that's my MCU moment. Yeah, that was my MCU moment. Being an extra in Spider-Man: Homecoming, literally filming the Homecoming scene on my fucking birthday, and meeting Tom Holland just like during one of the breaks.
It's crazy.
Holy fuck! I have a pay stub from Disney. I have a pay stub from Disney and Marvel and Sony. Talking about like the Infinity Saga, which is what's called from Iron Man to Endgame.
Yeah.
God damn.
Just
holy shit.
What a really just incredible line of movies.
Yeah.
I've seen so many studios try to do this.
Yeah.
I've seen DC try to do this, and they've just failed. Yeah. I've seen
M. Night Shyamalan try to do that with Glass, and like that supposedly did not go well.
I think it was more like a trilogy though.
Yeah, that was a trilogy.
I think it was like more like I think it was a lot more contained than something like the Dark Universe.
Yeah.
Where it was so obvious that like it was going to include the Mummy and Frankenstein and
dude, that fizzled out so quickly.
It's because that movie was fucking trash. Yeah. To this day, still fuck the Mummy. I don't actually.
Tom Cruise.
In conclusion, just
thank you. Thank you. Seriously.
Thank you. Yeah, I'd say that's it for now.
I would say that's it. Marvel, you did one hell of a job over 11 years. Disney, you've done one hell of a job over 6-7 years now, owning Marvel Studios. I'm thankful that you guys didn't like water down anything.
And so there's some cases where you water down shit.
We can talk about that.
But we can talk about that later. But the point is, we're congratulating
Marvel, MCU, Marvel Studios, Kevin Feige, Robert Downey Jr. I'm just going to name drop you because you're a beautiful bastard and I love you. Thank you so much.
Anyway, I'm going to go cry now.
Yeah, I'm going to go finally eat.
So, I don't usually close out videos with a statement. Thank you.
Yeah.
Keshin's on Instagram.
Keshin Martin Music. I'm sure Noah's gonna like put a little title card somewhere.
I'm on YouTube surprisingly.
Yeah.
Follow me on Twitter too, because I'm surprisingly more active on there than here. Who knows? Maybe I might tell the Avengers story.
Yeah, seriously, I need to hear that story. We'll get to that later.
Yeah. So yeah, thank you. Have a great day. Don't die.
Yeah.
I'm gonna. Sponsored by Thunderloop. I don't know.
Yes.